Since you guys played them, they haven't lost. What have you seen out of them in the last 4 games, if you've watched any of those tapes so far?
Well, I see a team that, is really trying to strike in transition. Not that that hasn't always been the case, but I think they've played at a much quicker pace. I feel like they've shot the ball extremely well from three at a lot of different positions. And that's always a concern because they play such inside-out basketball. They're always trying to pound it inside, but yet they're one of the best three-point shooting teams in our league. So, their numbers since our game have gone up, and so we have to be able to defend both the interior and obviously the three-point line.
Chris, what did you do so well on the boards there at North Carolina, and then kind of what have you been working on the last, since Wake Forest to kind of get back to that?
Well, I don't know if they went as hard as we're going to see them go tomorrow. I do know that our team didn't do a good job at Wake, so we have to be physical. We have to stay with the block out. We can't just hit and turn around and try to go find the ball. Long shots equal long rebounds. I think anybody, the coaches or plays would tell you that. So we have to make sure that we block out at all four positions. They're going to crash the glass from Carolina.
You play a team like the second time around. Do you anticipate tweaks that they're going to make, or are they going to just be what they've been?
I think they're usually who they are. I don't think Coach Williams tries to trick anybody. I think that's the beauty of North Carolina basketball is like you know what you're going to get, but it's really hard to stop. And so we have to understand that their mindset's probably going to be a lot different from the team that we saw in Chapel Hill. I mean, it's human nature. They see us lose to Pitt, a team that they demolished in the same building in less than 3 or 4 days. So I think that we'll see a different Carolina team tomorrow, but I don't think it's going to be because the X's and O's have changed much.
Chris, for the most part, you guys have been pretty good with teams who like to run, being able to kind of limit what they get in transition this year. What have you seen from your defense when it comes to that?
Well, it starts with taking care of the ball. You can't defend where it's very difficult to defend live ball turnovers going the other way. Carolina left a couple on the rim last game, and I don't think that they normally do that. We have to be able to take care of the ball. Carolina does a really good job with their length, their athleticism. They block shots, they're in passing lanes. We have to be able to handle their pressure and make sure we get a shot. And if we turn the ball over, it better be 3 seconds or a traveling violation so the ball's taken out of bounds and we can set up our defense. So that's where it starts.
You mentioned their three-point shooting, which has been really, really good over the past few games especially. How were you guys able to hold them to just 3 of 22 when you were there last time? Were their shots just not falling, or was there something you were doing?
Probably a mixture of both. I don't think they shot it very well when they had open looks. I thought our guys were in tune to their screen away motion when their Carolina secondary doesn't produce a shot. So usually when it's that off, it's generally because you're playing good defense, and then it's combined with they miss some open looks when they do have ones that are open.
Do you think that game down at Carolina, with the way that you guys were able to beat them, did that give your kids confidence moving forward? It kind of started the run that you guys are on?
I thought it brought our focus back the game before. A lot of times 19 to 22-year-olds don't need confidence, they need reality.
CeCe said it was staying out of the lane, but from your perspective, if there was one thing that the team didn't get from your defensive concept that they didn't get earlier in the season to now, what do you think that they do a much better job of now?
I don't think it's very difficult. I think it's a matter of keeping the ball in front of you. What's difficult is maintaining concentration off the ball, which leads to on-the-ball closeouts either being poor or good. So I think our concentration level has been raised. That generally begins with a level of care. When you don't want to let your teammate down, you don't want to be the weak link. And no matter what defense you play, zone, man, if you can't of you, you're asking secondary defenders to either help, step in, block shots. It just leads to so many bad things. And I think we've gotten better in that area. I don't sit here and bang my hand on the table and say that we've arrived. I'd like to think we have enough humility to know that we're only as good as our next closeout in this game.
What went into Enoch's good game last time, and I'm assuming you need a big game out of him tomorrow?
He's a good player. I think he's gaining confidence as the season's gone on. He is the biggest guy on the floor most nights. And Carolina pressures. They extend on the perimeter, and that should allow you to get one-on-one position if you're willing to work, and without a lot of post crowding or doubling. So I thought he did that really well in game one. It doesn't give him any advantage for game two, other than they're going to try to take it away even more.
Anyone else? All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Yep.